All right, so last weekend I had a backyard tent wedding in Milford, Delaware. Decided to try all battery power this time. I got a little place in Rehoboth, so I stayed there overnight, had all my sound gear packed up in my trailer, and all of my batteries and battery-powered speaker charged up in the back seat. I got that little battery pack there to run my lights, my mic receiver, and my laptop. Then I got the big battery pack there for my speakers and controller. Got the battery-powered speaker for ceremony and cocktail hour. And then I got this little battery pack to power my mic receiver. That way I don't have to carry a big battery around just for the mics. I'll show you guys that later. Showed up at the venue and nobody was outside. Could not get a hold of my contact. So I guessed that I was setting up on the dance floor. I wasn't going to leave the table like that. That was just set there for the time being. You can see the backyard. It was a nice neighborhood. Anyway, my contact came out and was like, oh no, you're supposed to be on the other side of the tent. So I moved across the tent. You can see here I got my 4 little pars just for washes hooked up to the small battery pack. I also got my mics and my laptop charger hooked in there as well. And I have the big battery pack where my big controller and my 2 speakers are running off of. They did provide power from the house, but I was afraid it was on the same circuit as the light, so I just put that there but didn't plan on using it. Here's the final setup. It's not beautiful, but I don't want to block the bar line, and I had a small amount of space, so that's what it is. Anyway, this is the ceremony area. Was just running 1 microphone and then music off of an iPod. That's the speaker there. Here's that little small battery pack on top of the mic receiver. It's perfect for this application. It also has a USB port to charge up my iPod or iPad or whatever I'm using for music. There's just one more picture of that setup. No cables dangling anywhere. Another picture of the backyard. It was a beautiful day. That's the tent, so you can kind of see where the ceremony was. This is the actual ceremony. It went off without a hitch. Everything worked perfect. For cocktail hour, I threw an XLR receiver into the outside speaker, running music from the tent, as well as in the tent. Then moved that inside for dinner time. It's about midway through dinner, still at 91% after an hour and a half or so of playing. Smaller batteries, totally full. Then dancing got going. It's funny, it was a small group of people, but they were pretty consistently out there all night. Bride and groom told me not to be offended if nobody dances because they don't have dancers in their family. And I was like, well, we'll see about that. Later in the night, obviously got more packed. And then everything was good with battery level, but then they asked me to do an hour of overtime. Checked the batteries. We were still good, so we kept going. Everybody had a great time. And then towards the end of the night, my smaller battery powering the lights was pretty low, but hey, if the lights shut off, I would have just moved it over to the big battery pack, which still had 37%. So I'd say everything went really well.